It's possible I wasn't completely acting today when I was pretending to crush on Gina.
The drama has started flowing at Camp Shallow Lake. Let's talk about Season 3, Episode 5 of High School Musical, the musical, the series, and find out just what happened. What's going on, you lovely Wildcats? Lisa here, and it is time to talk about another fun and drama-filled episode of HSMTMTS. Sorry for the bit of a delay on this one. I'm about to move again, so I might not be getting stuff up as quickly as I have in the past when I do it, but I'm gonna do my best to get the new place set up quickly, so that hopefully I'll be a little bit more productive. Alright, so this week's episode is called The Real Campers of Shallow Lake, a nod to the Real Housewives franchise. Now, it features some great musical performances, as this whole season has been. The last episode didn't have my favorite songs of this season, but this episode has some good ones. We get 2 more songs from Frozen the musical, and then an original song sung by Adrian Lyles, who plays Jett. And man, does that boy have a great set of pipes on him. Alright, but let's dive in and break down this episode. Now, I go through by character storylines, because sometimes that's just easier, but this one is a little more difficult, I feel like, to do that way, so I'm just going to go through in chronological order. Alright, so this episode deals with the aftermath of EJ finding out Corbin Blue thinks Camp Shallow Lake is super boring and won't make for good TV, so it's time to stir up some drama. We also ended last episode with Gina finding EJ's letter from his dad about going to school in St. Louis. Alright, so Carlos, EJ, and Val have a plan to impress Corbin and Channing, so they'll keep the documentary at the camp. They are going to put on basically fake drama. They assign each camper one of those typical archetypes or a stereotype to play, which include things like the bad boy and the jilted ex. Carlos also has a checklist of 4 things they need to happen, like a slap and throwing a drink on someone. Now, as everyone prepares to get into, their roles they have to play, we see multiple times Gina being upset about finding out about EJ's news from Val. I mean, you gotta give some points to Val for being a good friend and basically taking the blame when all the blame should really be on EJ, but also I wish Gina would just go flat out ask EJ. Instead, they're just both playing these games with each other. But Gina's pretty sassy to both EJ and Val.
Did EJ tell you what this was about? Nope. Oh, but you should ask Val.
Regular people, and we pick up on social cues, and we care about each other's feelings.
Do we?
Yes, we do.
It's my phrase.
Don't get me started.
And you shouldn't.
So things get interesting when everyone's practicing their fake slaps, and EJ and Ricky are paired together, and they're having a little bit of trouble getting their slap to look believable. So Carlos gives them some motivation, being like, Ricky, remember, you're the jilted ex. And that's when Ricky actually brings up on his own Gina, and things get awkward, and a slap does occur.
Gina? Because she's EJ's girlfriend, so he stole her. Or would have stolen her.
You've held a torch for her for years. Sometimes in this fake scenario, you even pretend to get lost with her in the woods, and then now it's weird because, she's in love with me. You're at camp.
Maddox is also struggling with her motivation for playing the crier, so Carlos tries to help her by giving her a backstory that involves Maddox and Courtney both fighting over Jett, which of course makes Jett and Maddox both laugh, both cringe, and both uncomfortable at the same time, because no one knows their secret yet. But I kind of feel like if you watch this whole episode, there could be something between Jett and Courtney. We had Jett keep agreeing with Courtney's opinions a little bit earlier on in the episode, and then here there was some kind of look. I don't know. I wonder if Howie may have some competition. But now that everybody's got their assignments, Channing arrives, and we see the girls that play young Anna and young Elsa rehearse their song with Carlos, who's Olaf. And, well, Carlos just starts causing some drama, and these girls look terrified because guess what? Carlos forgot to invite them to this whole team meeting, so they're basically now scared of being theater kids and scared of theater kids. When Gina and Courtney rehearse, they check off Carlos's box of throwing a drink at someone. During the next scene, Maddox attempts to cry over Jett liking another girl, and we have Courtney slapping Carlos. So that just leaves getting caught on a hot mic on Carlos's list, and it seems like Channing is just loving all this drama that's happening. When Channing goes on break, Carlos gives Ricky and Gina a little pep talk for selling the next number that might just be too close on the nose.
What's your motivation?
Oh, I don't want to get started.
And you're angry at your boyfriend and using your ex-boyfriend to get under his skin. Basically, have fun torturing EJ.
I can do that.
Can we just take a minute, though, to appreciate EJ in his Sven costume and Carlos as Olaf? I just love them so much. These costumes are perfect. Anyway, the next number to rehearse is What Do You Know About Love from Frozen the Musical, and Val and EJ tell Ricky and Gina to take it easy, half energy, and all that, but nope, these two, they gotta take Carlos's advice, and they go all out, and I will not deny, their chemistry is off the charts, and everyone is noticing. Like, the chemistry between these two is so good, and I think that's why so many people ship Ricky and Gina, even if Gina is more into EJ at this point in time. I could see why that ship and those fans exist, because just watching this number, you're like, how can you deny that there's not something between us? But with actors, you've seen it. People can have great chemistry and still have no romantic feelings. But overall, I see why people ship Ricky and Gina. Now, after everyone takes a break, we have Ashlyn and Val talking, and Val's doing her psychology thing and talking about how she thinks Ricky is genuinely heartsick, and Ashlyn's pretty impressed, and we can start to see that she really is crushing on Val, because usually she is yelling at Val, and here she's really listening and acting impressed. And this line that Val says not only applies to Ricky, but also seems like it could apply to Ashlyn.
Ricky is a perfect example of sublimated yearning. And when we have to wait for the kind of love we truly need, that frustration manifests itself in unexpected ways.
Now, EJ then tries to ask Gina if she's mad at him, and it's like, about time, bro. But she doesn't really say why she's mad, but he promises that things will be better, and they'll spend time together. But then it goes all Camp Rock 2 on us, as Gina says it feels like they're basically having two different summers. Please, someone, give me them singing Wouldn't Change a Thing. I know I say that in every video, and I know I've said that since they announced Camp Rock songs. I just want this to happen because I love that song so much. And when I think of Camp Rock, even though it's Camp Rock 2, I think of that song. Well, EJ gets frustrated, goes back inside, and Channing's packing all his stuff up and tells EJ that he's impressed, so it seems like their plan has worked, and Channing leaves, but once the cameras are done rolling, that's when the real drama really starts to emerge.
First boyfriend secret, I guess.
Yeah, I guess it's really hard not to just say what you feel, you know?
Channing then comes running back in to take a cast photo, and Gina lets the truth out.
Almost home as in Salt Lake or St. Louis?
Wait, what?
Oh, are you confused? Welcome to the club.
Then Jett and Maddox get into it, and we learn that Jett got expelled from school, missed one of Maddox's birthdays, and then it seems like he outed Maddox to their parents when he found texts from Madison on her phone. Yeah, that is definitely not a good situation, but I'm sure we don't have the full story yet. Either way, Jett storms out, and everyone's just mainly shocked to find out that Jett and Maddox are siblings, especially Ricky and Carlos.
What?
I have done a terrible thing.
But after the blow up with the photo, we have EJ trying to apologize to Gina, and then Ashlyn reveals EJ's real name, which Gina is upset that she didn't know, and I am surprised that we didn't know this.
Elton John Caswell. I am so disappointed in you.
Wait, that's what EJ stands for?
Rocket Man.
Yeah, definitely not what I thought EJ would stand for, but it makes sense with the Rocket Man nickname, and it's pretty funny. But things aren't going so well for EJ, as Gina says that he's starting to act like his old self. It kind of reminds me of what we saw earlier this season when Courtney and Ashlyn told Gina she was starting to act like Gina 1.0. We also have Courtney trying to tell Alex and Emmy, who play young Anna and Elsa, that not all theater kids are crazy. Ricky then goes and finds Jett, and of course does what he does, tries to give Jett advice again, and says, sometimes singing out your problems helps, but Jett says he's not Ricky. But we do see Jett do what is suggested. He goes and finds an empty piano at the canteen and sings his heart out in a song called The Right Place. And I will say, this song does sound very familiar. Some of the songs this season have a very familiar sound. Like, they sound like some other song that I just can never put my finger on, but I know I've heard it, but it doesn't matter because these lyrics are so great. And it basically just hints that there's some kind of miscommunication, and like his heart was in the right place, but there's things that Maddox doesn't know. And we do have Maddox overhearing the song. And it's cute that we got to see little Maddox and Jetts running around, but I can't wait for these two to finally talk and listen to each other. I think both need to listen, and that's not what's happening here. Alright, so now the last thing on Carlos's checklist, if you remember, that didn't get done by the time Channing left, was to talk on a hot mic. Well, we see Ricky open up to Carlos about actually having a crush on Gina. And yes, Channing was hiding in the bushes, so you can check that last thing off on Carlos's checklist. Like I said, the good stuff happens when you don't think the cameras are rolling. Then we have the episode ending with EJ going in the camp office and making a phone call and asking someone how soon they can be there. And I think we kind of all know who he's calling, right? This man needs some major help, both with his love life and with this musical, and there's only one person fit for that job, and her name may just start with Miss J. But yeah, that's essentially all the drama for this episode. We also had some moments in here. We had Courtney thinking that Gina told Carlos about her anxiety. It seems like she really hasn't grasped that word yet and accepted it, like she's struggling just hearing that word. And we also have Maddox basically telling Ashlyn this.
I know Val is hard to handle sometimes. I used to crush on her too, but yelling at people is no way to express your romantic feelings.
I'm sorry. What?
But yeah, Ashlyn really hasn't come to feelings yet with what she's been feeling so far, so hopefully that's coming along. But yeah, it was definitely a drama-filled episode. But do we really think that Ricky actually likes Gina? Or is it a case like you only want something because someone else has it? Is it that kind of a thing? Or like, you don't know what you got till it's gone type of thing? Or is it just a one-sided thing? Because it doesn't seem like Gina's truly that into Ricky. She is really just concerned with EJ, and Ricky's kind of like the friend that's there. Like, it seems like she has moved on, accepted they can be friends, but I think Ricky's just not dealing with the feelings that he had before, and now here they are, but the timing just sucks. I do have to say I love the dynamic of Jett and Maddox. Relationships are complicated, all kinds of relationships. This show has dealt with, obviously, the boyfriend-girlfriend and the love aspect of relationships, and we've had friendships tested, but to see it now with siblings just adds a whole nother dynamic, and I'm very excited to see how that plays out. But I want to know something about what's going to happen with Jett and Maddox next season. We know this season takes place during the summer. The show's already been renewed for a season 4. It doesn't seem like Jett and Maddox live in Salt Lake City, so are they just going to be a one-and-done season couple of characters, or could they do the TV trope of, oh no, my parents got transferred and all of a sudden we're at your school too type thing? Because I would love to see these characters continue, but I am curious to see how that plays out. Because what, if you think about next season, we have EJ being the age of college freshman, we have Ricky and the rest being seniors, Gina's the younger one, she would be a junior. I feel like Jett and Maddox would be sophomores. I feel like they're, or maybe, I don't know, we don't really know their ages. They haven't really said it. All we know is that Jett missed Maddox's 15th birthday, so I don't think they're twins, but I don't know who is older, so maybe hopefully we get more of that backstory. But yeah, I think that's all the rambling I got for this episode. What did you guys think of this episode? Do you have a favorite original song from this season so far? What about your favorite cover song? And where do you think the drama of these relationships is going? Do you think Ricky will tell Gina how he feels? Do you think EJ and Gina will be able to make it out of this fight? And do you think this documentary will go well for them? Let me know all your thoughts and theories down below in the comment section. And after that, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and check out more of my videos right over here, because I'm always trying to post something, whether it's a recap video or an interview that I'm doing. But as always, thank you all so much for hanging out with me and listening to me ramble. My name's Lisa. I'll see you next time.